ओम श्री महागणपते नमः। ओम श्री महासरस्वती नमः। ओम श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः। ओम श्री कृष्णाय तुभ्यं नमः। Good evening to all. In our Bhagavad Gita series, we have already completed the Bhagavad Gita Dhyana slokas. Gita Dhyana slokas. There were 9 slokas. All were taken up and meanings were given. Today we have to start the Bhagavad Gita proper. That is the first chapter Arjuna Vishada Yoga and the first sloka Dharma Kshetre Kurukshetre. But we are not starting with that. I thought we should examine what Bhagavad Gita is before starting the chapters. Actually, there is a lot of conjecture that Bhagavad Gita is the book of Karma Yoga because of the famous sloka Karmanyevadhikaraste Mahaphaleshu Kathachana. Your right is only to work, not to the results thereof. The result of our karma will be decided by God. So, we should do karma yoga, detached work, unattached work, and result will be given by God. Don't bother about the result. Keep on doing the work. Concentrate on the process of the work. Result will keep coming according to God's will and our karma, our acquired karma. But the fact is that karma yoga is not the main yoga of Gita. All the yogas are dead to Gita. Karma yoga, Jnana yoga, Raja yoga, and Bhakti yoga, and even a variety of Bhakti yoga known as Buddhi yoga. All these are dealt with in Bhagavad Gita. But Karma yoga is not the main yoga in Gita. It is actually Bhakti yoga, which is the main yoga. Bhakti to the Sri Krishna avatar as the easiest way to Mukti, practical way to Mukti. That is the theme of Bhagavad Gita, main theme. So, let us now examine what Bhagavad Gita is. For that, there is an easy way. There is a Samarpana sloka. In English, it is known as a colophon. A colophon given at the end of each of the Adhyaya of Bhagavad Gita. In the first Adhyaya, it is after the 47 slokas are over, it will be said, Iti Srimad Bhagavad Gita Su Upanishadsu Brahma Vidyayam Yoga Shastre Sri Krishna Arjuna Samvade Arjuna Vishada Yogo Nama Prathamo Adhyaya. The meaning is thus ends in Bhagavad Gita, which is Upanishad, Brahma Vidya, Yoga Shastra, and Sri Krishna Arjuna Samvada, the first chapter known as Arjuna Vishada Yoga. When the second chapter ends, the colophon is like this. It is Srimad Bhagavad Gita Su Upanishadsu Brahma Vidyayam Yoga Shastre Sri Krishna Arjuna Samvade Sankhya Yogo Nama Ditiyo Adhyaya. Like that, Karma Yoga Nama Tritiyo Adhyaya. Like that it will be ending. So, in this colophon, the definition of Gita is given. That is, Upanishadsu Brahma Vidyayam Yoga Shastre Sri Krishna Arjuna Samvade. The 4 adjectives of Bhagavad Gita. Upanishad, Brahma Vidya, Yoga Shastra, Sri Krishna Arjuna Samvada. If we analyze all these 4 Upanishads, all these 4 adjectives of the Bhagavad Gita, we will understand what Bhagavad Gita is. So, the last one, Sri Krishna Arjuna Samvada, need not be explained. Bhagavad Gita is the dialogue between Sri Krishna and Arjuna in the battlefield of Mahabharata. It needs no interpretation. But Upanishad, Brahma Vidya, Yoga Shastra, these 3 adjectives need explanation. Why Bhagavad Gita is Upanishads, we will see today. So we know the Upanishads are books of Vedanta. The philosophy or contents of Upanishads is known as Vedanta. There are more than 1,000 Upanishads in Hinduism. Out of that, 108 are considered to be major Upanishads. Out of this 108, 10 are considered to be the principal Upanishads. All these 10 have the commentaries by Sri Shankaracharya. All these 10 major Upanishads, principal Upanishads. Examples are Kathopanishads, Mundakopanishads, Prashnopanishads, Chandogya Upanishad, Mandukya Upanishad, like the 10 principal Upanishads are there. The Bhagavad Gita is the condensation of the content of all these Upanishads. Some slokas are actually adopted from the Upanishad directly also. Somewhere some little modification may be there. So the subject of Upanishad is Vedanta, and that is adopted as the principal theme of Bhagavad Gita. That is why Bhagavad Gita is Upanishads. The philosophy of Upanishad is known as Vedanta because it is coming at the end of the Veda. So each Veda is having 4 parts. Each Veda is a collection of 4 books known as Samhita, Brahmana, Aranyaka and Upanishads. Samhitas are prayer books addressed to the nature deities and our Indriya Adhishtita Devatas, Indriya Adhishtana Devatas. They are the Indra, Chandra, Varuna, Yama, Agni. All those gods are addressed in prayers. This is the Samhita. Brahmana. These prayers are to be used for performing yajnas. How to use it? That system is given in the Brahmana. The Pandits, Brahmanas use this for performing yajnas. So these books of Vedas are the Brahmanas. So Samhita and Brahmana both together are the prayers used in yajna and how to use those prayers in yajna. These 2 topics are coming in the Samhita and Brahmana. So these are used for yajna which yield benefits for us, boons for us. Our sankalpas are materialized through performing yajnas by using the prayers of the Samhita. So these 2 books, Samhita and Brahmana, are together known as Karmakanda. The next 2 books of the Vedas are Aranyaka and Upanishad. So after our householder life, when we have to perform the yajna and get favorable results, in addition to doing our daily duty or work, performing our profession, we have to do yajnas also to please these gods and get our boons and remove ill luck and to get good luck. But after a certain period of life, we go into retirement. So then we have to ultimately get mukti in life. So we start contemplation. In earlier days, we used to retire to forest or aranya. So the books for the forest contemplation, those are known as Aranyakas, the 3rd part of Veda. Some philosophy is coming there. So the difficulties of samsara, meaningless of samsara, how we should go towards mukti by devoting to Brahmajnana, all this will come. The final books, the 4th part, is the Upanishad. The Upanishad is containing the actual Vedanta philosophy, which comes at the end of the Veda. This is the Brahmajnana. Actually, the ultimate existence is Brahma, Paramatma, Brahman, Paramatma. Our aim in life is to attain Brahmanhood. Our Jivatma is the same as Paramatma. So we have to realize the difference of our Jivatma from this body, mind, intellect complex that we mistake to be our real identity. Our real identity is of being a soul. This soul is the same as the Paramatma. Attaining that unity between the Paramatma and the Jivatma is the Brahmajnana. This is the content of the Upanishad. Hinduism says that the ultimate aim of life itself is attaining Brahmajnana, self-realization. After that, there is no birth, so we get mukti. Brahmajnana gives us mukti. This is the ultimate aim in life for a Hindu or every human being, but it is clearly mentioned in Hinduism. So the Upanishads are having this Brahmajnana, and our Bhagavad Gita is a summary, an expert summary of that given by Sri Krishna. There are so many other things other than the Upanishad Brahmajnana. Many other jnanas are given in Gita. Also practical life guidances are given. How to have proper food, how to avoid stress, That is why management gurus are now using Bhagavad Gita for that purpose. Stress management, proper orientation in life and all. But the real essence of Bhagavad Gita is Brahma Jnana. That is coming in the second definition, second adjective, Brahma Vidya, Brahma Jnana. That is contained in the Upanishad, contained in the Upanishad. And Bhagavad Gita is the summary of the Upanishad. That is why the first adjective used in Bhagavad Gita is Upanishads. Upanishad, Bhagavad Gita and Upanishad. So we will find a lot of Upanishad slokas repeated in the Bhagavad Gita. So to know what is Bhagavad Gita, the first definition is Bhagavad Gita is an Upanishad. Because it is a summary of the Upanishad, summary of the Vedanta philosophy of the Upanishad. So Vedanta has three principal books, principal works. That is the Upanishad, then the Brahma Sutra of Vedavyasa, Badarayana, and Bhagavad Gita. These three are together known as the Prasthanatraya of the Vedanta. So Bhagavad Gita is that way an Upanishad. So it is Srimad Bhagavad Gita, so Upanishads. Then what is Brahma Vidya? Bhagavad Gita is also Brahma Vidya. We will see in the next session, and Yoga Shastra in the third session. So if we understand all this, we will know basically what is Bhagavad Gita. It is better to start first chapter after knowing this. Thank you for listening. Om Sahana Vavatu Sahano Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karvavahi Tejasvina Avadidamastu Mahavidyushavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.